everyone. So I'm going to be doing a series of videos on identifying the narcissist. I think this is a subject that's on a lot of people's minds because once we've been through the damaging experience of being in relationship with a narcissist, it's something that we just want to avoid ever happening again. And so we're all looking for ways to identify a narcissist earlier on if possible. So I just wanted to share some tips with that. And I think number one and the most important thing is looking at how this person reacts to conflict and how things go down when there's conflict in your relationship. So with your typical narcissist, if there's conflict, you're going to have this feeling like it never gets settled. That every time there's conflict, it blows up in your face and things just seem to go from bad to worse. It may seem like when there's not conflict in your relationship, y'all get along really well and things are good and you can have a good relationship. You can enjoy each other, you enjoy their company. But the moment that there's a disagreement, the moment that there's conflict of any kind, that things just go on a downward spiral. And that at the end, there's not any type of resolution. It just gets worse. You know, in a normal relationship, there's going to be conflict. And there's going to be times you're angry at each other. You might have times where you get in a disagreement or an argument. But for the most part, as adults, you can work through most of that conflict with a person. But with a narcissist, this just generally is not true. There's no working through it. You never work through any of it. Because conflict is just this big heap of deflection and projection and confusion. It's so confusing and it's frustrating and maddening to you because none of what this person is doing makes sense. Like, they don't take responsibility for anything, and it's just so frustrating. And so that's a red flag. Like, if you have conflict in your relationship and you feel like you can never work it out, like it's always bad or it always spirals downhill, that's a huge red flag that something's up and that this is not a person you can have a healthy relationship with. One thing I wanted to say about that, though, is that there is another type of narcissist who is more covert. Some narcissists are more obviously like, it's all about me and my own ego, but some other narcissists are way more covert and they're like, no, it's all about you. And they make everything about you. They defer to you. They act like they're constantly doing everything to please you, even though it really is ultimately all about them. And that type of narcissist, when you have conflict, it may look different. So it might not be so heated. It might not be the obvious blow up. It may in fact be that you just never have conflict with that person and they seem to always agree with you. If someone always agrees with you, that's another red flag. There's not anyone on this planet that you're going, no matter how well you get along, that you're just always going to agree. So if there's never conflict and that person acts like they're always in agreement with you, that can be another red flag too. And with that type of narcissist, there's still going to probably be moments that they let a little bit of their true nature out, like their true narcissistic traits. Like, so you might have times where they may display some of those narcissistic traits when you have a disagreement or a conflict, but they're going to come right back. Like, they're going to come right back and apologize and seem to know like everything they did wrong, and they're going to smooth it over and they're going to make it all right, because that's their whole shtick. Like, there's a type of narcissist where their shtick is just trying to act like they're putting you first or pleasing you in every way. So just be on the lookout for that. I would say conflict, number one. If in a relationship you don't have healthy conflict, you can't work stuff out together, either they're seeming to agree with every single thing, or conflict blows up and there's never any resolution, those are 2 red flags. And just be careful. You can't really have a healthy relationship under those circumstances. All right, so I'll be coming out soon with a second video on my next tip for spotting a narcissist or a toxic relationship. And we'll talk soon. Bye.